Okay guys, let's talk about the Zillakami situation again. I actually wanted to do a full-on reaction to his entire live stream, which I will do. It's recorded and everything, but YouTube doesn't want to let it go out right now, so I thought it was better for me to make a smaller video kind of talking about it so I could get ahead of the narrative here. Because basically last night Zillakami went on a live stream, showed supposed proof that he was innocent on all charges, and now everybody's saying that he's innocent, but to me, I'm not saying that he's not, but he really didn't show proof of any capacity. The guy was able to use some pretty smart wording to be able to fool a lot of people, but there's a couple holes in what he said that kind of show a broader picture here. So he basically hopped on live stream and said he went to court against the girl that was coming out against him.
So I got investigated so I couldn't say anything for super long. So now that I can say something after this investigation from court, they went through my phone, they went through basically everything that I have, and I'm still like right here, and I got an order of protection and they found no wrongdoing or anything. So let's see, let me grab these papers. Actually, counter, it's been fake news, and I have everything from court.
Showing that she stalked, harassed him, tried to extort him out of money, a whole lot of bad stuff.
Of this whole like plotting, scheming, trying to get money out of me, all this blackmail, all this crazy stuff has basically been happening. But disorderly conduct, harassment, aggravated harassment in the first and second degree, identity theft, menacing, criminal mischief, and stalking.
She even lied about him beating her by showing a bunch of bruises that she got in a Muay Thai competition or practice, something like that. During this entire live stream, Zillakami really never says who he's talking about, and I know a lot of people are saying, well, he doesn't want to give her energy, he doesn't really want to show people who he's talking about because they might go over and give her more attention. In this scenario, it's pretty important to do so because there's actually two victims, and I don't think a lot of people realize this. There's Deki, who's his ex-girlfriend, who's actually 29 years old, that's the one he went to court against, and then there's Sleazy Skiz, the girl that was pulled in the middle of the situation, and that's the 15-year-old girl. Zillakami basically spent 28 minutes going in on Deki over and over again when we already know that she's done stuff like this in the past, that she's came out against Craig Zen. She's really not a good person, or at least that's what a lot of people say, and because she's such a bad person, he was able to spin it into her being the villain and him not being the villain. But even with people asking the entire live stream if he's going to address the true criticism, he never says Sleazy Skiz, he never shows anything to do with Sleazy Skiz. There's only one somewhat mention of her right at the end of the video where he says all the girls were in a live stream plotting against him.
Also, I have messages between every girl talking to each other and basically like trying to corroborate stories. So
but even if that's the truth, well, first of all, show it, but second of all, how does that prove that she's not 15? There's really only two ways that he's going to get himself out of this. He has to prove that she either lied about her age or that those messages are fake. At the start of the video, he says that he can't doctor anything and it's very hard to doctor text messages.
Full background of everything that happened from text messages. You can't really doctor text messages in court.
So apparently they're not doctored, which means she would have to lie about her age for it to not be true. He also said something very sneaky that was pretty smart on his end. He said that you can't really delete messages because if you do, your phone provider keeps them all on their end, meaning that they can be dug up by police again.
And text messages are not something that you can delete. They always exist, so keep that in mind when you're doing weird shit. They always exist. You can't scrub them. Your phone service has them.
But the thing is, he was never talking to a girl on messages. He was actually talking to a girl on Instagram, and Instagram doesn't seem to keep the back end stuff the same way that your phone company does. Right there, you're already kind of smudging the truth, not to mention he goes on and on about how the girls can't speak out against him anymore.
We got an order of protection. She can't contact me. If she tries to talk about me or anything, she goes to jail.
And that doesn't really seem like a flex, it just kind of seems like you're silencing them. Like I said before, I don't think this live stream makes him seem guilty by any means, but everybody's saying that he's innocent right away just because he said that he is. Basically all he did was talk. He didn't show any proof of anything. Slap some papers around.
Yeah, everything's like in court right now. Remember I said I was gonna go the legal route, guys? I did.
Showed a couple messages, said that he couldn't show most of it because there was addresses on them.
It's too much paperwork, actually. I can't show y'all this because it has addresses on it. I can't show y'all this. Let me see what I can show you guys. But for anyone who...
When if you're showing messages, there shouldn't be any addresses on that. That wouldn't make any sense. If you did have the messages with addresses on them, why didn't you take a minute to try to cross those out so you could actually show your fans? He says he's going to do it at a later date on somebody else's account, which to me seems like he's kind of sweeping it under the rug.
I have everything. I'll literally get it posted. I'll ask somebody to post it. I don't want to really post it on my main shit because I don't want to give it that much energy.
Zilla's already been gone for about 7 days at this point. Things aren't really getting any worse for him behind the scenes. He could have taken a couple more days and got all his ducks in a row so he could really extinguish this once and for all and be done with it, and then everybody could actually say he was innocent once he showed the proof that Sleazy Skiz was either lying about her age or lying on him in some way. But he didn't show that, meaning that the actual criticism and accusation hasn't really been addressed. But Zilla was able to go on and talk for enough time that people would actually start to believe what he was saying. You only have to hear something 7 times before you believe it to be true, so him saying I'm innocent over and over and over again without showing any proof makes people think that he's actually innocent.
I'm completely in the clear.
All I gotta say is that this was a very weird move on Zillakami's part. I feel like there was no reason to hop on live and do it so sloppily, because now you've given people a chance to poke holes in your story, which is what a lot of people are doing. There is a lot of people that are gonna blindly believe you, which is apparently what he wants.
Thank you for who stuck around and actually defended me. You guys are cool, even though you didn't even know. You were just defending. Y'all don't even know me, but y'all know I wouldn't do anything like that. Like, I talk to everybody.
He basically went on to say that if you had any critical thinking skills whatsoever about the situation, then you're not a real fan, and now he's getting his fans to call all these other people fake fans.
If people were selling their merch, trying to get rid of all of it, I'm so happy that some of y'all got to buy it at like a discounted price, because that's even better. I'm happy that I got to see who actually is like real. And don't switch up now, because if you were on that side, stay on that side. And I kind of don't want you at my shows. People think that I'll do that. I just kind of don't want you at my shows.
And knowing that he has a lot of young fans basically means that they're going to believe him no matter what now, because they don't want to be kicked out of the in-group. It's all pretty manipulative. There's a lot of doublespeak, and it makes him seem like he's kind of a little kid, because he didn't really come with the energy that he was upset about anything, just kind of like he was a kid with his hand stuck in the cookie jar who was just kind of like, oh, this isn't a big deal, while also saying at the same time that this is the biggest thing that ever happened to him in his life.
And also, all these pages who posted negatively about me never posted me before. When I dropped music, never posted me. So why now? There's like a YouTuber made 5 videos on it. You never talked about me before, so why now? And it's sad that this is my first time being like in the limelight. Nobody cared about me before this.
Oh, and one final thing, if you're upset why he hasn't been dropping music for the last year, it's because apparently the girl has been leaking his music so he can't drop albums. Basically, everything is her fault. She's the boogeyman in this situation.
I also found out that her leaking stuff, she was like leaking information that was getting my music leaked. So we know who is the reason that I haven't been dropping music.
And it's not a whole lot different than Young Rare versus King, where they want to blame it all on one person. It's all Decky. Decky did all the bad stuff, and don't get me wrong, I feel like she probably was pretty bad in this situation. I'm glad you were able to get a restraining order with her trying to extort you out of money and stalking you, but at the same time, we don't really care about your bad relationship. We care about you talking to a little girl, and that's what we need to see evidence of. So right now, people are looking for the court document that actually talks about everything that went on, but they're not able to find it on the website. They keep looking up his name and it's not popping up, and nobody knows the actual case number. Apparently it's out there, and some people in the subreddit are saying that it is, but at the same time, I feel like he should make that readily available. I don't know why you would be hiding evidence that would be in your favor. It's like, oh, I got the evidence that I'm going to be acquitted of murder, but I'm not going to give you the code so you can get in. It very much reminds me of Boogie 2988 not wanting to show his cancer diagnosis. Like, why would you not show that? It would only prove more in your favor. And once again, I'm not saying the guy's completely guilty. I've never said he's completely guilty. I just said that he basically never did anything for the genre, so people were waiting for him to fall. And it's kind of funny, the same people that were messaging me in my DMs and saying, oh, I'm so happy that Zillakami's gonna fall, are now completely back to supporting him because they're cowards. They know that he has a lot of power, and they don't want to see the narrative spin the other way, and they don't care about what's true or not. They just basically want to be on the winning side. I don't care about being on the winning side. I just want the truth to come out. So if you guys think that you're just gonna hop in the comments and basically try to go after us until we take everything down, that's not gonna happen, because at the end of the day, we're trying to think about this critically. We've been thinking about it critically the entire time. I know you guys want Zillakami to be innocent. I know deep down you really want this artist to be innocent. And don't get me wrong, I do too, because I don't want another victim to be taken advantage of. Like, it really doesn't seem like a great situation. Either way, it's broken down, but at the same time, we can't just let these guys keep getting away with this time and time again because they look cool and they make good music. It seems like only musicians are able to get away with this stuff. YouTubers always go down for it, actors and so on and so on, but when it's a musician, everybody wants to defend them 100% of the time. But I'm not going to take it too harshly because I feel like a lot of Zillakami's fans are very young, and that's why they're taking it so seriously without understanding the full concept of what's going on here. So to end this video off, I'm going to show all the screenshots from both Zillakami and Decky because they both posted stuff on their story. Apparently this is Zillakami's whole addressing the situation, the only thing he's going to do on his primary account, and then all the other evidence is going to be on his secondary one. In order to keep everybody safe, I decided to take the legal route. Despite all of this, I wish no harm on anyone. I just want this to be over so I can keep making music. This is one of the most difficult situations I've ever had to deal with. Thank you to everybody who stuck by my side, and I look forward to speaking about this more when everything is settled. I appreciate the support more than you know. After being voluntarily investigated, I was able to clear my name of everything. We don't need you guys to attack anyone either. I can always defend myself. Oh yeah, and another thing to mention here is that a lot of people say he's gonna sue anybody who makes any extra videos on him after this point, but if he starts suing people for just talking about the situation, then he's definitely guilty, I'm sorry to say.
If any of them talk, jail. If anybody talks about me, jail. Jail. I have to go this route. And I hate going like legal routes because it's stupid. But peace out. I just go the legal way. And if anybody talks basically about me, jail. If anybody does anything about me, suing. I'm just going like straight up aggro mode because, and I'm crucifying anyone else who does anything crazy to me. Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong, if somebody's trying to put your docs out there, sending you death threats and genuinely harassing you, then you would want to pursue legal actions to go against that. But somebody making a video just simply breaking down the information that you put out and then you're trying to silence them, that would be a very bad look. By the way, Zillakami also did talk about the fact that his house was doxxed. Apparently his car was vandalized.
My number was leaked. My address was leaked. She told people to come to my house. Someone tried to vandalize my car.
Don't know why he wouldn't show a picture of his car being vandalized to actually prove that. Right now you're just saying stuff, you're not really showing any proof, and I know a lot of people are going to be, he doesn't need to show proof, but in this type of situation when you're being accused of something this seriously, you actually do need to show proof. He also said his parents got involved with people trying to dox them, but his dad was very heavily defending him on the subreddit. I'm not saying that anybody should dox anybody, don't get me wrong, nobody should be attacking anybody on that level no matter what they were accused of. Let the legal system take care of it, but you can't really complain that your father got involved after he put himself in the situation and got involved himself. That's all I got to say there. But now let's read Decky's response. It says, nice cover up, but none of that is true. being forced into silence has nothing to do with what's actually happening. I'm smart enough to not parade something that hasn't begun yet, and not stupid enough to show for public stunt until it's finished. So apparently they're still in court at the moment, and Zillakami's just putting the information out, if that's what I'm gathering from this. I mean, in court you never want to show your hand too early. A lot of people are saying that him going on that live stream definitely wouldn't have been supported by a lawyer, because you don't want to put out too much information before you're about to go to court, if he's even going to court in the first place. What has been done refrains me from contact or disclosing another's personal information. I'm not going to jail for saying the truth. There's completely separate legal action that isn't a part of this, because what she's responding to here is Zillakami kept saying that she's going to go to jail and everybody who talks about him is going to go to jail, which once again seems like a very little kid way of thinking of things. Like, if you talk about me bad, you're going to go to prison. It's weird, man. No phone has been documented or seen by police for investigation, and there hasn't been any group chat messages disclosed in any legal documents. Now this is the big one here, because Zillakami said that Sleazy Skiz, not by name, but did mention all the girls that came out against him were in a group chat, and now DK is saying that that's not true, but the only way to prove that, Zilla, would to be actually put the information out there. Right now you said that it is, she's calling your bluff, it's her word versus your word. It's very easy to clear this up, show the information, and completely blow her out of the water. That's all you gotta do. And if you're saying that's not gonna happen because the trial's still ongoing, you said it was done, you said you were cleared, you said you didn't do anything wrong, they went through all your phone records.
So before I could even go to the courts and everything, before my lawyer even would take it, he basically investigated me and was like, we have to see if you're innocent, because we're not taking this if you're not innocent. And he did all that shit. He's alive, knows that I'm exonerated now.
So you can show the information. It's that simple. Oh yeah, not to mention he also said the court went through his entire phone and looked at all of his messages before they even took his case, which really makes no sense. They looked through all of his messages, deleted a not. Did they look at all your Instagram messages too? This is a famous person here. He probably has thousands of DMs from different fans, different people that go back years and years and years. How would they be able to look through all of that in a matter of days? And how would they be able to find the information that they're actually looking for? You're telling me that your legal team literally sat down, went on your Instagram account, and scrolled through every single message you ever sent in the last 5 years. I don't think that happened. If that was happening, it would still be going on, because it would take that long to do that. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't add up. No other persons involved pursuing legally are included in this and have free will to speak on their case. So apparently Sleazy Skiz can't actually speak publicly if she even wants to, but I wouldn't blame her if she doesn't want to speak on it again, because after all, even with Zilla saying don't attack anybody, his fans are not going to stop attacking people because they feel the need to defend them. There's no defamation lawsuit, and the underage girl has not been given anything in regards. And that's all that DK had to say, but I want you guys to keep in mind, this is not a Zillakami versus Deki situation. It's just not. They had a bad relationship. They both were probably incredibly toxic during their relationship. I really don't care about that. All we need to know is we need to see the group chat where Sleazy Skiz was plotting against Zillakami, saying that I'm gonna lie about my age to slander the man. That's what we need to see, guys. Everybody needs to get on Zillakami to show that piece of evidence. If he actually shows that piece of evidence showing that she's lying about her age and truly proves that she is lying on him just to get something out of him, Sleazy Skiz, not DK, then I will make a video and say, you know what, Zillakami actually is innocent. Once again, I'm not sitting here hoping against hoping that Zillakami is innocent because I'm jealous of Zillakami and I don't want him to be an artist anymore and I want to take him down. It's nothing to do with that. It's just that we actually got to get every aspect of this story, and that if he wants to show proof, that he actually shows proof. He says he's going to show more in the following days, so I'll do a follow-up if he actually ends up doing that, but what we really need to see is that girl plotting against you, and we need to show that she actually lied about her age. If not, you were talking to a 15-year-old girl. It's one way or another. But like I said, everything's alleged right now. Think with a critical mind. If you want to keep defending Zillakami wholeheartedly, you can do that, but it's kind of a stupid move to make because honestly, the guy didn't show anything and it just kind of shows how ignorant you really are. It's okay to support an artist that really means a lot to you and not want to believe the absolute worst about them. Don't get me wrong, I feel you on that one. It's definitely a sticky situation, and a lot of people have DM'd me saying they don't know how to feel because they're so attached to Zillakami and his music. But if you're going out of your way to harass, dox, send death threats on either side, whether you're defending Zillakami or going against them, stop doing that. That is not the right move in this situation, and you're worse than them if you're doing that. That's all I gotta say. See you in the next one, guys. Peace.
Fool me once, Bill Clinton. I literally live with my parents. What the